Hello, it's Clyde again at Vibrant Soap, and I'm going to continue to show you how I make some soap based on my paintings. But I really do feel like I have to do a holiday soap. And I have a holiday painting, here it is right here, but I didn't really feel like making a Santa hummingbird soap. It seemed a little strange to me. So what I'm going to do is look at another painting that I did. It's a painting that I call the kitchen studio, since I do everything in the kitchen, my painting, my soap making, and cooking. I'm going to loosely translate this painting into my gingerbread peppermint soap today. So you do cooking in the kitchen, so I think that this kind of is a loose interpretation of this painting. So today I'm going to make a gingerbread peppermint soap, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a sec. Okay, so I've got a lot of things in my oils already. I've got some diluted goat milk, and I've got some sodium lactate. My lye solution is not in there yet. Just want to make sure that what I have in here is all mixed well. I'm going to add my lye. I have aloe vera gel in there too. That's what I couldn't remember. Okay, and there's my special warped spatula. I have some kaolin clay in there as well. So notice that the solution turned a little brown. And that's because of the goat's milk hitting the lye solution. And that's okay. Okay, that's all I'm going to do there, but I do have some cocoa butter that I want to add to that. So I use shea butter sometimes, and I use cocoa butter sometimes as my super fat. And if it has anything to do with like a food type of thing, like this gingerbread soap, I tend to use cocoa butter because it adds, to me, before saponification at least, it does add a little bit of that chocolatey scent to it. So I think it kind of makes a more wholesome smelling soap. And there's silk dissolved in my lye solution before I started also. Okay, that's about all I want to do. It's already thickening up a little bit too, so I want to get this going. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm going to add the soap to about half and half to these two bowls. And then I want a little bit of red for one of my in the pot swirls. Get that all in. Okay. So in one of them I'm going to add my gingerbread scent. It's actually ginger snap cookie. And there's already some titanium dioxide in that because I don't want it to darken too much. It has some vanilla in it. And as you know, vanilla tends to make the soap brown. Okay, and to that, I'm going to add some soap shavings, and all of this is bits of glycerin soap, and I want to add that to add some texture to my gingerbread part. I'll just stir that in. Okay, I'm going to pour that, half of that, into my 10-inch loaf mold, exactly half. And tap that down. Okay, and I'll get the rest of this made up. So this is going to be a white. And this is going to stay more white because I'm adding my peppermint to this one. Peppermint is a rather strong scent, so I'm not going to use anywhere near a full dose of that. It doesn't discolor, so the white is just basically to make it white like frosting. Okay, that smells really good. Okay, and I just rinsed off my blender because I don't want to get too much white in the red. People have commented on the intensity that I like for my colors. Okay. Right. Let me just get that plastic out of there. Let me just mix this up. Make sure it's nice and fluid. Pretty good. And I want to do the same thing for the white. See too many bubbles, so that's good. Okay. I just remembered something else. I'm going to transfer some of this for the top. And I'm going to get my in the pot swirl here. The idea is to get like a peppermint candy cane like effect with the red and white. And use all that red. I'm not going to use any at the top because I have some red embeds for that. Pour this on top of there. Well, that looks like peppermint candy, doesn't it? I'll get all this in there. Okay, let me pat this down. Okay, now this has gotten pretty hard. Stir it up. It's like thick frosting, but it's going to be okay. The only thing that may not be okay is it traps air bubbles this way, but I can tap that out. And this smells just like gingerbread cookies. And let me tap that down. Alright. Now the only thing I have to do is get this white on top. And at this point in time I get pretty relieved when everything is still soft enough to get it in the mold. And why do I panic like this? I think most soapers have had at least one experience early on in their soaping career where things solidify before you get in the mold. And that has happened to me, and I wasn't very happy. So I just have learned to work fairly quickly. Okay, let me get this on top. And I am going to make this more of a high top with taller swirls and peaks to simulate frosting. Okay, I can get a little more out there. Okay, so let me take another spoon. Let me tap this down first. I'll cover this up a little. All right. So another reason for having that painting of me in the kitchen, like my kitchen studios, I also like to bake. And I've lost some weight since I started making soap because it simulates baking, but I don't get all the calories that I would normally eat if I bake. Alright, let me just clean up the edges, and then I have my red embeds to put on top. So earlier I made a flat, I'll show you what I used. I used the silicone cake pan to pour a thin layer of red glycerin soap, and I scented this with a little bit of peppermint. Then I chopped it up because I thought it would look nice on top. Smells good enough to eat, but I'm not going to do it. Okay, there is my gingerbread peppermint soap. Put another embed right there. Seeing some little gaps right now. And I will show you the cutting video and finished results sometime late tomorrow. But this is what it looks like right now. And I actually am going to use, I rarely do this, but for a holiday soap, I am going to put a little glitter. I think it just brightens it up a little bit. Remember, if you are new to soaping, that this is not regular craft glitter. This is actually cosmetic glitter. So craft glitter is really cut up sheets of foil. You definitely don't want that to be in your soap. It'll scratch people up. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like up close, and then I'll say goodbye for now. This is Clyde from Vibrant Soap, and thank you for watching.